G'day, welcome to the chance to cruise away. Let us take you on exciting holiday adventures, guaranteed to get your next trip off the ground and more value per dollar than you ever imagined.
That's right, it's Joe and Derek here to take you by the hand and take you around the world. And in this show, we're heading to Scandinavia and the British Isles with Cunard and Princess Cruises. Before we do, let's introduce ourselves. Well, we're CruiseAway and we've been seeking out the best value in cruise for many years now.
Here at CruiseAway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Yes, let's. So that's us. And now some holiday ideas. We're looking forward to 2026 for these trips, and that's because we have low deposits available, flexible ways to pay and great prices to lock in today. So later we go to the British Isles and France on an 18-night trip and a grand European explorer over 32 nights. But first, let's head to the Arctic Circle in search of the Northern Lights over an 18-night trip starting on the 18th of March in 2026. We'll fly you first from Sydney over to London in the UK, and we've got 3 nights in a hotel there for you to enjoy. London is the most phenomenal, energetic city as well to go and spend some time in it. Of course, you're talking about springtime here in the capital, lots to do, and actually this is less about necessarily the great weather and more about the things there are to do in London. Wander around the iconic markets in the city, go and see the huge skyscrapers and the great cityscape, and see the old and new mixed together. You know, see the Gherkin and the Shard, and then see St Paul's Cathedral and the Houses of Parliament, and see how they sit together along the River Thames. Take a cruise along the River Thames as well if you fancy it. Talking of cruising, after your 3-night stay in London, we are heading down to Southampton to meet Queen Victoria, who of course is Cunard, everyone.
Yes, thank you very much. I mean, this is the absolute icon of the cruise industry, Cunard, as a line, and the ships are gorgeous. I've been on the Victoria many times, and she's a really elegant ship, very refined. Everyone likes to go to town on formal night and dress up in all their glitz and glamour. This is where you pull all your glad rags out of the wardrobe before you pack. Don't forget to bring all those beautiful sequin beaded dresses, ladies. Gents, it's time to get the tuxedo out of storage as well, because this is a reason to wear it, to dress up, to enjoy, and just feel like you are absolute queen and king of the world, and you are in some way of this vessel. And the lovely thing is, of course, you can take it at your own pace too, and you don't have to do the formal thing. That's the beautiful winter garden. It's amazing for afternoon tea. You will feel like you're in the Ritz. You really will feel like you are taken care of when you're on board Cunard. And, you know, they have some fantastic shows and activities to enjoy on board as well. It's not all about the fancy nights out. It's about relaxing and enjoying. They have a brilliant spa. I like the thermal suites. I mean, it's wonderful to go up there after a hard day's relaxing. Relax even some more. They were cruising out of Southampton, and the first port is Åndalsnes in Norway, where you can learn about the history of the Vikings and the trolls in the troll wall, or you might want to take a tour which tells you all about the history of the Vikings in this port of call. We have an overnight next in Tromsø, which is fantastic. You can see the incredible Arctic Cathedral, the Polarium Aquarium, and of course this is going to give a prime opportunity to potentially see those amazing Northern Lights. Now, they were viewed in Europe and the UK this year, so I think you have a good opportunity of seeing them. Now, we have a Narvik double overnight just to give optimum opportunity to see those Northern Lights, or more of those Northern Lights, those incredible Aurora Borealis. Whilst you're there, enjoy the town at night, maybe go and grab a drink, go and explore and walk around and see some of these beautiful buildings as well. This is what you'll hopefully see, the famed light show from Mother Nature, the Aurora Borealis, where the sky gives this gorgeous gradient changing from one color to the next effortlessly. It is utter and sheer magic. And hearing from many friends and family who saw the Northern Lights this year in Europe and in the States, I think you could be in for one of the most iconic viewings of your lifetime. It's going to be magic.
This is like front row seat in this part of the world, though. And then we cruise into Fjordland in Norway,
yes,
into Aalesund, which is beautiful.
Yeah, Aalesund. A place you'll want to see here is the islands of Gecko and Godoy. You can do a tour over there. They're supposed to be amazing. And the Best of Romsdal and the Troll Path is another tour that's great. Stavanger's next. And this is always a favourite amidst cruises to Norway. You can see the Leisefjord whilst you're there. The beautiful Flogenfjord, the Norwegian Petroleum Museum as well is worth a visit. Then we're back into Southampton, and we've included your transfer back to the airport for your flight back to Sydney, Australia, after this enchanting voyage, taking in some of the hotspots in Norway with the overnights, of course, as well, and your potential to see the amazing once-in-a-lifetime light display of the Northern Lights.
I'm loving your Norwegian accent. It's really coming on.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's very good. We're going to have to learn a bit more of the language, aren't we? It is an incredible spectacle as well, and you are literally front row seat. The reason why these cruises spend so long up in the north in the Arctic Circle is because there's very low light pollution in Norway, so you've got the best views of anything happening in the sky. You'll be able to see it the clearest, and of course you're looking at nothing but towards the north, and getting those dazzling light shows is just magical, and I really hope they come out to play for your wonderful holiday. Now, talking of your wonderful holiday, let's talk about the price tag right now. The super low deposit on this one as well, to get it booked in today and confirmed and get the price locked in, is a deposit today of just $200 each, which is amazing. The holiday itself, the price includes your flight over from Sydney to London, 3 nights to enjoy London in a hotel stay there before your 13-night voyage with Cunard on the Queen Victoria up to the Arctic Circle in search of those northern lights, and the part of the world where the sun never sets either. So the most amazing sunsets of an evening. It's incredible. And you're visiting the fjords of Norway as well. We include the transfer at the end of the cruise back to the airport, and of course your flight back to Sydney. $200 each locks in this price tag for you today, and that is amazing. And I would say be quick, because remember, we are traveling in Europe, so we're going on this cruise from Southampton in the UK. So there will be cruises from around Europe, in fact from around the world as well, and from the States coming over. So this will be a busy cruise, and we'll book up quickly. So if you want to get your places booked in, secured today, use the deposit opportunity of just $200 each, and we will absolutely find your cabin and put your name on the door ready for when you join. This is amazing. Now, if you want to upgrade, it's the Cunard experience, of course. You may well want the ocean view. You may well want to go for a full suite experience on Queen Victoria. Let's have a look at the prices for those. And they are stunning. Again, this is a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. Even the cruise experience itself. Bear in mind, by the way, that your cruise is 13 nights, which is just amazing. I mean, it's nearly 2 weeks of that iconic and aspirational voyaging that you do with Cunard as well. I just think this holiday just has everything about it. If you want to extend the stay in London, by the way, you can do that very easily. Maybe you want to add another stay in London after the cruise. Maybe you want to visit somewhere else on the way back from London. Then again, talk to the team, because we can tailor this completely. Hotel stays around the world, flights, they're not a problem for us to arrange for you. Just call us and let's talk. 1300 408 765 is our toll-free telephone number. 1300 408 765. And our team, remember, we are called CruiseAway, and that means we major on cruise travel. So any cruise, any destination, anywhere in the world, anywhere up to 2.5 years in advance as well, we're planning cruises, then please just talk to the team. We'll make it happen for you.
Brilliant. Well, don't forget, if you've never taken a cruise before, we can take you on a virtual ship visit. All the details are on our website, cruiseaway.com.au. Right now, we are off to London again, and on our next Dream Away package, this time it's the 5th of July in 2026 for a British Isles and France cruise. So let's fly to London first for a 3-night hotel stay. Brilliant. There is, of course, the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. Now, one of the lovely things to do in London would be and you mentioned it before, river cruise is great, but you can, there's Tower of London, by the way, but you can also do a hop-on, hop-off bus tour, which kind of gives you an overview of everything. That's a great way to acclimatise to London and get your bearings, because you can walk from district to district quite easily. Tower of London, see those crown jewels. For shopping, it's Covent Garden, Oxford Street, and South Bank also boasts not only the Tate Modern Museum, but some great restaurants and pubs. You've got to go to the traditional English pub and have yourself a steak and ale pie and a pint of whatever you fancy. Guinness, Foster's, 4X, I know, VB, I don't know if they do VB in the UK, but anyway, then down to Southampton, where we'll join the Majestic Princess, and you're going to be on board for 12 nights. That's right. This is going to be a really unique cruising experience. Now, these British Isles cruises are only done a few times a year. They always sell out very fast, just to give you a heads up. And one of the best ways to do it is in princess style, absolutely. Not only a princess well-versed at this itinerary, but they also bring in the local flavours wherever you are, as you see regional pairings when it comes to wine, and also the menus are specifically designed for each part of the world that you're visiting to, which is lovely. It might be some local seafood they're bringing on board, for example, but when it comes to dining, you are spoilt for choice. Cantonese culinary classics, you have the favourites up in the buffet, you've got the Crown Grill for premium steak and seafood, your surf and turf and that kind of thing, your lobster tail. By the way, they do lobster night in the dining room, that's included in your cruise fare. They'll have a baked Alaska night at some point normally. I love that. Really fun dining experiences when you're on board Princess. International cafe in the Piazza as well. Homemade gelato, homemade bread, homemade pizza every single day when you're on a cruise. You might not realise this if you've never cruised before, but it is, not only is it like a miniature city in the way it operates, but they create this food for you fresh every day. So it's absolutely superb. Now, when it comes to relaxing, there are several pools and hot tubs around the ship. The staterooms, my goodness, they're winning awards for everything on Princess, but their staterooms are known to be some of the most comfortably appointed in the cruising industry. Maybe you want to upgrade to a mini suite. If it's an anniversary trip or something, could you imagine?
Nice to do, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's worth it if you are celebrating. You're going to meet such an interesting mix of people on this cruise as well, because these British Isles cruises are very, very popular in the UK as well. So you're going to be meeting a real mix of people, and you're seeing the country at, you know, one of the best times of years as well in July. The weather, I mean, listen, I can never forecast the weather. You know, we're talking 2 years away, but should get pretty good weather around, you know, nowhere near like our own summers in Australia, but you know what? It's going to be lovely. And that means that you can really enjoy the very, very best of wonderful stately homes and gardens that there are around the UK. See those in full bloom. Is magical. The history you're going to drink up here is incredible.
Into Portland in the UK and fabulous Dorset, often described as a UK's version of the French Riviera. This is amazing. You can visit Stonehenge easily from here, the Roman Baths of Bath, and Winchester Cathedral as well. Next up on the itinerary, it's Cork in Ireland. Single most important port of emigration from Ireland was Cork, and you're placed to see the incredible and iconic Blarney Stone. You've got to kiss it, by the way. It gives you the gift of the gab, they say. No more kissing for you, Darren. You've already got it. Then it's Dublin. Dublin, the capital, my place of birth, actually, the capital of the Republic of Ireland. You've got to visit Temple Bar or the Guinness Storehouse when you're there. And there's a lovely tour you can do called Dublin Coast and Irish Traditions. Book that one if you can. Belfast is up next, capital of Northern Ireland, part of the UK, with some top hotspots to visit. Giant's Causeway, the Titanic exhibit, I'll try and say that properly, which of course is the last stopping point of the Titanic, Belfast. Then it's Greenock in Scotland for Glasgow, an amazing city in Scotland which has so much heritage and history and beautiful architecture. do a tour of the best of the Scottish Highlands whilst you're there. Then we're into Invergordon, and this is for the Legends of Loch Ness. In fact, you can do the ultimate Scottish Highlands and Loch Ness cruise whilst you're in Invergordon. Very interesting. And the Urquhart Castle is also a must-see. Then we're into Edinburgh, talking of castles, one of the most famous castles in the world, Edinburgh Castle. The Royal Yacht Britannia is there to visit, as well as Princess Street, which is beautiful, great shopping there. And you're not far from St Andrews if you want to head to the summer capital of the rich and famous. Then it's Le Havre, and this is the port for Normandy or Paris. You might do a tour that takes in both potentially in a day, but Paris is a must-see. If you've never been there, Notre Dame, incredible Eiffel Tower, Champs-Élysées. Then we're back into Southampton, and we have included your transfer to the airport for your flight back to Sydney. But if you want to extend your stay and go further afield in Europe whilst you're there, or a little bit more time in the UK to visit relatives, speak to our team.
This is so lovely. This is so nice. I mean, you're drinking in all of the contrasts of the British Isles. You're spending some time in the capital and then making your way really right the way around the UK, doing Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and indeed then coming back down into Southampton as well. So you're getting a real flavour of all of the different destinations around the UK. And this is summer in 2026. So because we're booking so far ahead, and again, a busy cruise, very popular with the Brits and the Europeans as well. So another one where really we need to get our bookings in right now. So a deposit today of just $500 each will do that. And further, you can spread the cost with Travel Pay Later as well and break down the cost of that down into equal payments. Now, the trip includes the flight from Sydney over to London, your 3-night hotel stay there, and then your 12-night cruise on the Majestic Princess from Southampton around the British Isles and to Le Havre in France, which is a wonderful port as well. The transfer at the end of the cruise from the port to the airport in London, and of course your flight back to Sydney. Oh gosh, whoever has put this deal together has done an incredible job, because look, I mean, look, that's the best part of 3 weeks away. A $500 each deposit today secures this price tag for you. You've got the best part of 2 years to look forward to it as well, which I think is the most incredible thing. One, that helps with budgeting right now, but two, you know it's happening, you know it's coming. Maybe there is a big anniversary, maybe there is a big celebration, maybe you're catching up with friends, relatives, colleagues over in the UK while you're there. Wherever they are around the British Isles, you're going to port in not far away from them, which is incredible. Now, let's look at upgrades on board Majestic Princess. So if you want to upgrade to balcony or suite, your prices are there. I have to say, there's not much between the balcony and the suite price there. So if you were going to go for an upgrade, I think the suite price would, it's certainly in your favour. Of course, you get a much bigger stateroom. There are much bigger perks that come along with that as well. If you do want to make the cruise all-inclusive, you can add something called Princess Plus as well, which for less than the price of an average drinks package across the cruise industry, $65 per person per day, gets you not only a full drinks package, but unlimited Wi-Fi, your tips and service charges. It gets you speedier boarding. It gets you extra dining, extra desserts, extra fitness classes, and the ability to have room service included with no extra charges all the way through, and food and drink delivered to the very spot that you are on the ship. So if you found your favourite lounger, just order food or drinks with the app and this little medallion that you wear on board, and those drinks will be delivered to the very spot you are, like a sat-nav that finds you. It's incredible. It's like the future. It's amazing. Listen, if you want to talk more about that deal, talk to our team right now. It is 1300 408 765. I know we're talking 2 years away, but don't sit on that decision for long, because as I say, this is going to be a very popular cruise with the Brits and the Europeans as well. So we're locking in a great price tag and we're getting your name on the door ready for when you arrive. It's incredible. And don't forget, of course, if you do have any questions along the way, call our team toll free. We'll help you make everything as simple as we can. Now, our next trip is 32 nights on a Grand European Explorer for April in 2026, and it's a fascinating cruise on the Sapphire Princess. And let's start it with your flight from Sydney over to lovely Rome for a wonderful 2-night hotel stay. And who wouldn't love to spend a couple of nights in gorgeous Rome?
Oh, perfect amount of time to become acquainted with Rome and maybe its surrounding areas as well. From delicious, unforgettable food, because the Romans are known for their cuisine, I just have to say. Even the street food is superb. Think of those incredible, what are the rice arborio balls? Oh yes,
ooh,
delicious
yes.
Gelato. Oh my goodness.
And
pizza.
Maybe have a risotto that's actually made inside a big
giant
parmesan.
cheese.
Yes, which is just awesome. I mean, you've never tasted anything like it. Anyway, 2 nights there, and then it's time to cruise. We're cruising on the Sapphire Princess, and get this, we're on board for 26 nights. The best part of 4 weeks that you will be enjoying your daily turn-down service, your daily cleaning service. So your stateroom and your private bathroom with everything you need in there, plenty of wardrobe space, is all cleaned and refreshed every single day. You don't have to wash a dish. You don't have to cook at all, unless you choose to get involved in some of the cooking demonstrations.
Oh, that's very
you might
true.
want to, but that's just for fun.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do any of the cooking. You've got umpteen restaurants on board. You've got food available basically 24 hours a day as you want it. Room service is there for you, the most incredible restaurants, the most delightful entertainment for you as well. Listen, if this cruise over 26 nights went nowhere, you would have just had the most amazing time. It's like your destinations are a bonus.
Yeah, that's so true, isn't it? The ship's very much the destination in some respects. They have art gallery. They have a lovely art gallery on board where you can actually go and buy artwork and enjoy the auctions, the lectures. They ship it home for you, which is great, or you can carry it, but usually they ship it. They have an international shipping service. You have great shopping on board as well. They have boutiques. You could shop for luxury goods. You could shop for souvenirs, whatever you wish. Enjoy the Broadway and West End caliber shows with incredibly talented cast. In fact, they're winning awards for shows all the time. Crooners, when it comes to nighttime events, you could just enjoy some low-key jazz-style singing. There's the Skywalker's nightclub. There's movies under the stars, which Princess are known for as well. Theme nights, daily activities, quiz, bingo, you name it. We're cruising out of the port for Rome and heading straight into fabulous Sardinia. First, Alghero in Sardinia, beautiful, where you can visit Neptune's grotto. Maybe you're going to head out on a tour where you can visit the Cagliari wine region with a wine tasting. Then it's Cartagena in Spain, which is an ancient port, and it has an incredible Roman lighthouse. And it remains as a very important trading destination. Gibraltar's next, where you might want to see the great siege tunnels underneath the city, learn a bit about the war, or head to the top of the rock and visit the apes. Then it's La Coruña, where you can visit beautiful Santiago de Compostela, or maybe take in the culinary delights of La Coruña on tour, or a walk through the old town. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Bilbao's next, and I have to say the Guggenheim is one of the most fascinating museums you'll ever see for modern art, and the structure itself is worth a million selfies. Love it. Then we're into Le Havre, the port for France, obviously port in France, but the port for Paris, where you can see some of probably ones on top up on your bucket list, such as the Louvre Museum. Dover's next for the White Cliffs, of course, iconic. Now, you are not far from London. You can take the train to London or Bath for the ancient Roman ruins, or even Stonehenge whilst you're there. Then we're into Oslo, Norway, the capital of Norway. You've got to go see the ski jump from the Olympics and maybe learn about Viking history in the Viking Ship Museum. Then it's Gothenburg in Sweden, the second largest city, founded by King Gustavus in 1621. There is some amazing seeing of the old town there. Then it's Copenhagen in Denmark, where you can see the Little Mermaid sculpture right there by the ship, enjoy oceanside dining and drinks. Then it's on to back into Oslo again for another lovely trip. Now, you might want to head out on the Maritime Museum tour whilst you're there. or into Fram and Kontiki on tour. Gdansk, Poland awaits us. This is a beautiful Baroque city centre. You've got incredible buildings, lovely history right there, and you can buy some amber, of course. Klaipėda in Lithuania is next on our list. Very unique port, this one. A tour you could do here is the Best of Nida, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Then it's on to Riga, Latvia, which has a distinctive Latvian and Russian side. It is a beautiful capital city. Take a walking tour. Tallinn, Estonia, another great one to do a walking tour, because the downtown, if you miss the downtown, you're missing this port altogether because it's so beautiful. Next up, we are into Helsinki. Now, all these ports are great for your Baltic amber shopping, by the way. That's your big takeaway from these ports. Helsinki Zoo is lovely, and so is the cathedral to visit. Then Stockholm, Sweden, absolutely beautiful. Of course, you can see the ABBA Museum, as this is the birthplace of that famous band. Next up, we're into Visby in Sweden, which has an incredible medieval capital and actually has the largest medieval festival in Europe, where everyone dresses up in costume every year. We're disembarking. I was trying to speak Danish there. We're disembarking in Copenhagen, and we're going to have 2 nights in this beautiful Scandinavian capital. I mean, it is a very enchanting city. You've got the Tivoli Gardens to visit there. Of course, the Little Mermaid statue, as I mentioned. The people are very friendly in Copenhagen. You can easily head around the city by bike. That's a great way to explore and enjoy. Maybe take a walking tour. They're always I think a good idea when you're in these European capitals, so you get an idea of how the cities are put together. So here's an overview for you of your epic European adventure, flying into Rome for your mini break, heading through incredible Sardinia, Cartagena in Spain, Gibraltar, then heading up to the north of Europe as we visit Denmark, Norway, Lithuania, Poland, Latvia, Estonia, Finland. I mean, this is truly one for the bucket list. Finishing off in Copenhagen.
Well, if you love the fact that we're in the Eurovision Song Contest right now, this trip pretty much covers a lot of the countries that are in there with us, isn't it? April in 2026 then, 32 incredible nights. Your flight from Sydney to Rome, 2 nights in a hotel there, and then your 26-night cruise on the Sapphire Princess, with drinks and more included, to Spain and Gibraltar and France and the UK and Norway and Sweden and Poland and everywhere, ending in Copenhagen with the 2-night hotel stay there and the flight back to Sydney. You can put a deposit down today of just $1,200 each, and there is the total price. And actually, that couldn't have a better name, could it? Grand European Explorer. This really has delivered. Here's the upgrade prices if you want to go from interior up to ocean view, balcony or suite. And your cruise includes a full drinks package, your service charges, Wi-Fi, extra dining, early boarding, room service, and so much more, all included. So when you step on board Sapphire Princess, you've very, very little to dip into your pocket for. Maybe it's, as Joe suggested, if you wanted to buy the artwork or wanted to have some pamper treatments or go shopping. But apart from that, pretty much everything else is covered. So call us right now, 1300 408 765, toll free if you'd like to book up that trip. It's part of the amazing Princess 2026 Europe program, which is massive, and we've got more shows dedicated to that as well on the channel, and you can search for them right now on our YouTube, which is CruiseAway Australia. And that's it. We do have to cruise away ourselves now because we're out of time, but thank you so much to you for watching, and we'll see you back here for more CruiseAway soon.
See you soon.